Going on with y'all today? How are you doing? I'm feeling good today, y'all. Today, this month, it's not a good month for me. Last year around this time, well, December 29th to be exact, we lost my dad, so my energy has kind of been all over the place. And connecting all these dots can make you all over the place too. I want to talk about it with y'all. Like, when I tell y'all that these people that they started working with all work together, and it's crazy how we start to put together the connections of these people. There was a lady who worked with Nipsey Hussle. This lady was a known scammer. She started off, I think, I want to say a blog or something. I'm not really sure. But you know how people get to talking and then everybody will formulate an opinion about the person because of what people said. I never liked the chick energy. I never cared for this lady. Something about her wasn't right. Anyhow, now that I'm seeing, it's a trip because my thing was I couldn't understand how did Nipsey let this lady work for him on a marathon when everybody known that she was known before for scamming. I didn't get it. So like, well, she had a rebirth. You know, sometimes I guess people change. I'm not sure. In actuality, she didn't change. At the funeral, when I seen her giving the speech, what was more even tripped out about it, she the one who read the Obama letter. Her energy was off at the funeral. So I look back, and it's a video because she had the nerve to go against. She scammed Cameron on some money or something. And when she did that, you know, Cameron gonna speak up about it. He gonna talk about it. And this is the video I found. You stole $60,000. You told Murph that you had to eat. You told Murph is here too. I'm tired of you trying to manipulate you because you think he's slow. You gonna give him this money or not? You stole $60,000. You told Murph that you had to eat. So basically, Karen Civil had the nerve, I guess, to say that Cameron was drove out of Def Jam because of the beef he had with Jay-Z and blah, 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 because she was getting bad press. And when she did that, I don't know what she did that for, because Cameron came back saying, look, me and Jay-Z have our differences, but if you want to know the truth about it, Jay-Z even greenlit some of our projects when he didn't have to. He was behind some of the things that we wanted to do until we, I guess, had our final disagreement. We fell out and I left Def Jam. Wasn't because, I guess he's saying that, Jay-Z just put them out. He was saying that even though we had our differences, Jay-Z still backed some of their ideals, but whatever the final straw was, they called it whatever, they let them off their contract, and they moved on. Karen Civil wanted to ride that, I guess, and because whatever deal she had going on was, it says, the worst week ever for Karen Civil, dropped by Hillary Clinton's campaign for previously made vulgar tweets after being put on blast by Cameron for allegedly stealing $60,000. I don't know what she was working with that campaign and what was the vulgar tweets, but the person who wrote this also included, the beef that she had with Cameron. I honestly haven't had the time. I have a lot happening this week that I'm really excited about, especially with doing a campaign trail stuff with Hillary Clinton. This is really a big and important week for me. I've been working on some future plans and things that I have planned for Haiti. I've been meeting with my team, and that for the last 2 days. It has been a little hectic on my end, but I haven't had the time to read them. Karen, when asked about stealing the $60,000, I'm not going to feed into it. I'm at a different place in my life. But then this happened. Karen Civil has got dropped by Hillary's camp. Remembering that Hillary Clinton campaign, yeah, not so much. Back last year, Karen did successfully host an event at Clark University called African Americans for Hillary. She was listed as a social media influencer and one of the 170 African American women leaders chosen to stand with Hillary with the honor. She was the MC for the kickoff event. If you watch The House of Cards, then you know the politics is a dirty game. Like dirty. They dig into your past for anything they can attack your credibility for. And it didn't take too long for them to dig up some 2009 tweets when Karen tweeted out some nasty, pretty vulgar messages. BuzzFeed exposed her and she deleted the tweets, but not before screenshots were made. Fox Files. So you need to know faggot following you anyway. I don't know what that means. But anyways, you know politics is dirty. But hood is going to be hood. I remember it was all over Instagram years ago about this girl scamming. I couldn't understand why Nip would want to work with her. And her energy just always was off to me. But like I told you the difference in Nipsey's energy and Von's energy, I was laying in my bed and I was watching YouTube and he just kept, I don't know, my mind kept saying look for documentaries on Kingvon. So I did that. Popped up, welcome to the O whatever. Who? Karen Civil. Not saying that she orchestrated anything against either one of these two people, but it's clear that she works with the people because that's what they both were showing me. The beast works with the same people, clearly. So now this week we see popular people coming against Asian, and first Asian wanted to give him a pass. However, JT comes back with the bullshit, and you know, Asian with the rah rah. She don't give a fuck. She don't give a damn fuck. So, look, bitch, you should shut the fuck up. You should have just left me the fuck alone. I told you it wasn't about you, but now you want to say it's about you. Some people just learn to shut the fuck up, but we may need to look underneath it as well because why they attacking Asian? Are they trying to get her to do something? I don't know. But I want to see the energies. What is it going on? Because you know she with the shits. Like she said, I didn't come in the industry talking about what y'all was talking about. I came in talking about busting heads. Y'all talking about sucking. So I want to know. We going to ask Von. What is going on? And I'm worried for Asian because she's an independent artist. A lot of times when these independent artists, they want them to sign deals. Once they sign deals, it's over because then they got rights to something. And that's when the setup starts to begin. They create drama. They create, put you in some mess that you got to get up out of. And then they make you have to deal with them somehow. We're going to ask Kingvon. We're going to see why are they coming for her. If it got anything to do with him. Because clearly we know that they were still connected. No matter what anybody says, if you look back on the videos, whenever they were broke up, one of the videos, I want to say October, somebody said something about him having hoes. He said, I ain't got no hoes. I'm back and forth with my ex. He don't try to fuck my shit up, motherfucker. So then, it was something else that you can kind of see that they were still messing around But because of probably image and how they have to be, they maybe didn't want the public to know, but they probably was trying to come back together. I believe those people knew who, like the manager, whoever's above the manager, whoever's working with them, knew to get Asian away from Vaughn because if Vaughn was still with her, he would be listening to her. She would calm the beast. He wouldn't be able to just act on impulse because she would be there to, give him reason. And I hate to say, I think he knows it, and she probably knows it as well. If they were still together, he may still be here, but due to other circumstances of what they plotted to do, he's not. Let's see, what is the energy behind these people coming from Asia, and is Vaughn protecting her and guiding her? Um, what is going on? Why are they coming for Asian? It's crazy. He is following us everywhere, ain't he? He was just on power. I like Chris up for president. Say, no, for real. I'm like, you follow me everywhere. That's my favorite show. And look, the last scene with Tariq standing on the pier, whose song play? He like, you couldn't stop me even in death. I'm still gonna be bigger than you, homeboy. Yeah, the one who set the play all in motion. The one who supposedly was gonna help him. He was gonna be a way bigger star. You better believe it. I don't see your music on power. And you can't smirk through that. Is it more to what we see them attacking Asians on social media? What is it about? Is it deeper than girl beef? Almost. What is the energy behind them coming for Asian? Why are you there? Because I believe you are protecting her. The energy behind them coming for Asian. Look what popped out. The lion. The ace of fire. He protected her for sure. Oh, it's fire. Oh, it's fire. I asked, was he there? First car pops out. was the Ace of Fire, the lion. He protecting her. Let's see what it means. This is so crazy though. I wanted to mention, that's why I went to tell y'all about the lady Karen Simple, and when I was telling you I'm trying to figure out the connections of energies, because they use the same people. They use the same people. It's a sick game they play. So the Ace of Fire popped out. The lion represents the Leo. And what is wrong? The fixed astrological sign of the fire, since the lion is considered the king of the jungle, it has been selected to represent the first card of the fire element. Another reason for choosing it is what is fireness. So that's why I keep getting all the fire for him, because fire represents Leo. That makes a lot of sense. Another reason for choosing it is what it is: fierceness. Fire, fierceness and love. Some lions perform coitus more than 360 times with a period of 7 or 8 days with different females and with only a few seconds between each act. Since Leo is governed by the sun, it gives the Ace of Fire characteristics of vehemence and vigor and centrality. The situation of a person reflected by this card will have to be the center of attention and will desire the cooperation of the listeners. He was always the center of attention, and he is encompassing her. So now she's becoming the center of attention. If this happens, the person's ego will be reinforced because the feeling is understood and flattered. You should show them that they are the manager and decision maker, and no one else could be better. They will accept your suggestions, willingly provide you, and make them understand their bright ideals and inspired by long and general learning at your side. Upright, it means push and undertake some job or enterprise. Characteristics of a leader, able to undertake any activity. Although you delegate the toughest work to others, you are supervised and monitored for good performance. You are a charismatic person who will not be unnoticed. Your impulse may be great. Can I tell y'all, his fire is just so great. There will be no dullness or sadness because of your personal touch. Great sexual vigor, full of activity in the field of fierceness. Your effort will be noticed, but you will also have to make an effort since to obtain results are necessary to have the power of decision. So not only is he there protecting her, I believe now she's becoming the center of attention. Remember I said there's more to it than just girl stuff. This is the second card that came out. It's an enslaved prisoner. I don't know if they're trying to plan something for Asian or what, but she needs to be careful. Mad principal card. That's tripped out because then the third card is the guardian angel. So he guarding her. The enslaved prisoner, let's get the meaning behind it. is crazy because it's deeper than what we see. Nothing in life is surface. There's always some overlay for the underlay. There's always a play behind a play. But what we see on the surface, you gotta look beneath. You gotta see what else is going on. Like, why is they trying to cause this ruckus? What they're trying to do up underneath the ruckus. You know what I'm saying? It's always some stuff. They always gonna be thinking they 10 plays ahead. I'm sorry, I don't know exactly what everything is in the book, but we're gonna get to it. The enslaved prisoner, like what they're trying to do to her, like the enslaved prisoner, a slave with hands and feet tied to a wooden log, several chains locked around him. Nobody shares his pain. You know she in pain. The Punisher is not present either. Not till you gotta look beneath the surface. And the slave's destiny is adrift. His eyes are closed, revealing an inner effort to survive. Take it back. I gotta get a better camera, but his eyes are closed. And his mental communication with Olaram, God for the Africans, asking for help and salvation. His hope is based on his knowledge that there is another life beyond this one. There's always something beyond surface. His faith is the immorality of his soul. To live, to cease living, to imaginary solutions. His existence is anywhere else. The survivalist manifesto. This card represents any person who has been persecuted because of his or her ideals, thinking, a prisoner of ignorant persons who may, many times in the name of high ideals, singled out, accused, and finally executed innocent people whose sole crime is the preservation of opposing ideals and thoughts. The blacks have not been freed from slavery. On the contrary, how many tears they have wept to defend their dignity as humans. It was hard for them to be acknowledged as having the same rights as white people. The freedom to think, feel, do, using as a meaning of expression. The same liberty afforded to any other person in the world. Meaning, you are a victim of defamation, gossip, and felonies around you. Strengthen yourself. So Asian got to strengthen herself. Keep going higher. You will need it because your surroundings are exerting pressure on you. You will be the subject to unjustified moral, physical, and other spiritual punishment. You are not allowed to be or do. Loneliness, execution, and suffering. Everything is hard to attain, sacrificial and difficult at the same time. Laminates hardship, retaliation, and binding. Wow. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. So she being persecuted falsely, and they bringing these attacks upon her. Spirit don't lie. Next is the guardian angel. So, remember we asked, was he there with her? I believe that's him telling me, yes, I'm there. Wow, this is crazy. I don't know when I'm going to come back with y'all, but after this reading, I'm going to ask him some more stuff. So we know that she is starting to be the focus like he was, like the lion. Just like he was attacked, she's being attacked. That's crazy. So, okay. Uh, gave my friend a reading today. It was a real good reading. It made me feel good. So, the guardian angel, we see a lady, or I guess it could be, seem like a lady pouring something into a vase, water. An angel, ethereal but real, with a feminine shape, who seems frail but is, in fact, strong in very sense of the word. She performs all her actions with her feet well planted on the earth. Age nice talking about 10 toes down. Although her wings make us feel she is fluttering between heaven and earth, subconscious reality, pouring pure and crystalline water contained element into an earthwise vase containing the element. This is to say, the spirit is both contained in and includes matter, perfect combination, and exciting experience. This card represents a figurative and a symbolic ideal of our spiritual leader or guardian angel or Orisha. It shows a perfect combination of the four elements of nature: air, water, earth is used, making the vases, and fire, by, represented by the divine spark, possessed by our guardian angel just through having come into existence. Therefore, we say that she is an alchemist. So, Asian already know she getting her spiritual game up too. She being protected spiritually as well. She not crazy. Therefore, we say she is an alchemist in essence, and the great mysteries and knowledge are disclosed in her presence. Meaning, peace, harmony, self-encounter, spirituality, alchemy of love, perfect combination of blending agreements, contracts, and associations, balanced thoughts and opinions, harmonious things. All these characteristics will last as if we know how to use them with absolute faith and respect. Otherwise, the alchemist, the alchemy, and the magic will fail. In the meanwhile, it will depend on the combination of the other cards. It so may signify the lack of protection and ruptures, disagreement and disharmony. Bad energy or influences are brought near. Distancing yourself from fighting with partners in association, communication problems. So basically, she needs to concentrate on her spirituality, not worried about what's going on around her, because they're trying to pull her off her game. Wow. The next card is called Expana Babaloi. It's like a man covered in hay or something. It's like, something's covering him. It looked like hay to me. A figure, a man fully covered, save for with his arms and feet by a garment made by pula, a kind of straw, which has also been used to knit and band against biguns that he wears, the both upper arms decorated. The straws arranged in crisscross of long rows going round and round him, so that he has no discernible shape. He is dancing and waving his arms backward and forward as if trying to sweep or erase something. His feet mimic the same quick and energetic dance. The son of Nana in Obatala is known as Expana. In Obatala and Umala, when a young man and other than an older man represent the energy of action through time, one after another. He is invoking in matters relating to health as assistant to the physician, so he may enlighten the mind of professional to secure an accurate diagnosis or prescription of the correct treatment. High fraternal and spiritual sense, charitable and humanitarian power, spirits of service, strong imagination, and organized mind, strongly sensitive to pain of others, both physical and spiritual. He is always willing to cooperate as much as possible. The quality becomes more noticeable with passing time, a process of illness that comes to an end, recovery and improvement for the state of interference with joints and bones. So basically, this is like a protection. He's learning. This man is learning how to protect himself. He's asking for the protection. He's sensitive. That's why he has the covering over him. So that's so she's getting protection. She's sensitive. She's learning that. Badly influenced by other cards may be interpreted to mean an illness, a psychosomatic process, loneliness, and ostracism, self-examination, seclusion, psychological or behavioral communication difficulties. An examination should be made. This could be what they're trying to do to her. So she's trying to protect herself to prevent it. The next card was Ishu, which he represents Allegra. Ishu. This is one of the aspects of the Allegra. Allegra. May adopt. Many think that the Ishu is one of Allegra's 21 architects. His dwelling is located at the crossroads of 4 roads, which must each be open in the 4 directions for at least 7 blocks. He is the Lord of the roads, who carefully and cautiously listens and attends to our requests and brings them to the high Orishas, for whom he is the spokesman. By performing this important task, he reaches spiritual light, covering the direct needs of the human wants. I have preserved many festivities. I have observed, the writer says, many festivities of Exu, Eshu, or Legba in Brazil, Paraguay, Uruguay. Most of them celebrated on August 24th. Saint Bartholomew, Saint Lord, I don't know why I can't act like I can talk. August 24th is Saint Bartholomew's Day. According to the saints' perpetual calendar, which have been very beautiful because of their colors and gaiety, to the rhythm of the Atabacus, whoever wants to console him. The meaning: a viral man full of vitality and knowledge about life, with the innocence of a small boy and the experience of an old man. It's kind of like, wow. His energy is constant. He works tirelessly and persistently. He tries to attain his goals. A poet. To communicate with him, you will have to leave any internal fears inside and knowledge in your heart and all the precious gems he hoards. The card has a loyal and faithful personality, a good companion, a partner, or a friend, Vaughn, that will help you along the path you have started. The card governs the male genital organs. This is a card with a highly psychic content that may warn you about any danger or imbalance in the field, written with oral communications, fraternities, associations, a lodge, eternal community feeling, abandonment of material things is in favor of spiritual things. Your friend is the answer of your needs. Badly influenced by other cards, infidelity, coolness, lack of sexual appetite, emotional upset, and laziness. Basically, she needs to ask for the protection And maybe that's like Vaughn representing. He is protecting her. You gotta go to Legba for the protection. The card has a loyal and faithful personality. They was always loyal and faithful to each other. A good companion, a partner, or a friend that will help you along the way, the path you have started. He told her to go hard. He helping her. He protecting her. The card governs the male genital organs. This is a card with a high psychic content. It may warn you about danger of imbalance in this field of written or oral communications. That could be like contracts, fraternity associations, or lodge, and women coming against her. The last card we got was Three of Earth. That's like a family of giraffes, and they're trying to eat off the tree. It's a little giraffe, a medium-sized giraffe. Let's get the meaning behind that. Three of Earth. This card shows animals standing firmly and securely, the bones of their legs bare, all the skeletal structures, in spite of their gait size and height. One of the giraffes prefers to be in service of its two companions, a Virgo characteristic, helping to pick the fruits, knowing that the prudence of the Capricorn will keep alive, and considering after a careful analysis of the Virgo to catch jointly with the others will be favored by the mutual help of the Taurus. A very long neck, an area governed by the Taurus, makes them haughty, elegant, harmonious. Venus and Saturn acting in close relationship in some, the trilogy of united Earth. Conjunction of work, service, and savings made with great effort, talent, and wisdom, perfect associations. Maybe he's, so I think he has to be harmonious, like in everything, like in your mind, body, and spirit, maybe everything working together. So in this reading, we basically found out Von falls out. Either lion comes out like, bam, I'm there, I'm protecting her. Not only is that, she's encompassing his spirit. That attack against her ain't just regular. They trying to do some shit. He's saying that she's protective. You see the guardian angel, so she been doing her spiritual work as well. The man that's covered, he's doing it back and forth because he knows it's an attack coming against him. You got a Legba, who's the guardian of the crossroads that come against spiritual attacks. And you got basically like the three giraffes working together, using their strengths. One have a long neck, one has this, one has that. So you have to learn to use whatever you got to help what's going on around you. So we do know that Von is there with her. So nobody can say that Von ain't there. And it's deeper than just some bullshit with some girls on the internet. Always look for what's going on beneath the surface, the overlay for the underlay. Because once you start working with the beast, people use all kind of stuff to come against you and all kind of people. So we see that wasn't just a simple girl attack. Y'all, I'm going to come back in a minute.